Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're crushing morning miles or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.
Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Don't ask me to talk.
Welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk with your podcast pals, me, Eric Ryder, and you,
Stacey Heller.
We are here for you every week talking about all the stuff that we want to talk about that we pull out of our ear at the last moment sometimes, but also talking about, what's happening holiday-wise, and also our random topic for the week, which, spoiler, and only a spoiler if you don't subscribe to the podcast, which
you should.
You definitely should. And you should absolutely follow us on social media, too, because this is where you'll get the breaking news on what's coming next. Yes. Or if you listen to the show, then you'll hear it at the end of the show as well. But again, it's fiction or nonfiction. And we'll find out, I guess, which we prefer when it comes to reading, movies, films, etc.
Life.
Yeah, or life. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are living in a fictional world rather than actual reality. So, yeah, well, I guess we'll see if we're among those people or not. But you can let us know what you prefer, fiction or nonfiction, or any other thoughts you might have on the show by just giving us a buzz at...
Well, there's a couple different ways. You can call us and or text us at 475-999-2726, or you can also shoot us an email at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com.
That's right. Easy peasy. Or you can even, you can slide into our DMs on Facebook or Instagram.
We would love that. I would love for somebody to slide into my DMs.
For sure.
Right? Like, that's like a whole, it feels a little like, hey, girl, you up? Which is like a whole thing. Like, I would like someone to booty call me. Yeah, I'm married happily, but still, I'm a woman.
Okay. Well, you've got your marching orders, listeners. I was just going to say, also let us know, do you think we should expand our social media range? Should we be on the Blue Skies, the Mastodons, etc., the Threads of the world?
Yeah.
I started a personal account on Blue Sky.
I don't even know what Blue Sky is.
So far, so good.
What is it?
It is
I'm showing my age.
It's a newish social media app or webpage that people are joining in droves right now. So I guess I got caught up in the Blue Sky fever and signed up myself. Okay. And now I got like 10 followers. So
wow.
Find me on there and make it 11, will you?
You're blowing up.
Yeah. But basically, it's people have been looking for a replacement for Twitter for a while now, and it seems like people have finally settled on Blue Sky as being the main one for that.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, where are you all, people? Like, are you staying on Instagram? I feel like a certain demographic is Facebook, Snapchat. I don't know, all the different things. Tell us where you are so that we can meet you halfway.
That's right.
right? We're all about that. I mean, unless, of course, we're talking, in which case, don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Mom and Dad are talking.
That's why we record the show rather than do it live. We don't want interruptions.
Yeah, right? I mean,
We got enough interruptions in life.
we have enough interruptions in our own head.
Well, that's true.
I mean,
But that's part of the beauty of this show.
it
We take
is.
those interruptions and turn them into tangents, turn them into conversation, turn them into
Content.
don't ask me to talk.
Exactly. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. You know, it feels really good to eat a big meal right now. I tell you what, I had a couple weeks ago, had my first colonoscopy. We've talked about this
Yes,
on the
we
show. It's not
have.
breaking news.
It's not.
But I am pleased to say it went really smoothly. And I've been chasing that sleep that I had during the colonoscopy
I've
since
heard.
then. I can't remember what the name of the anesthesia that they give you. But since then, it's been like, oh, that was so good. You're right out, and then they wake you up, like a half hour later or whenever they finish the procedure.
Yep.
And it really feels like time travel, because it's like, what? I was just laying there, and then, hello,
Yeah.
So
and you feel rested? Like, do
Yes.
you wake up like, I always assume that you sort of wake up groggy out of it. Like, is this like a wisdom tooth thing where people can record you and it's funny? Or do you just sort of wake up and you're like, oh, okay, I guess it's time to go?
that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess I was a tad groggy. They insist that you have a driver to take you home after using it. So it's not like you can be operating heavy machinery right afterwards. So
Right.
I had to leave the bulldozer at home.
Darn, no, what you call it? Forklift.
Yeah,
I think those sound like fun to drive. But anyway.
could be fun.
Okay, and then can you go like right back to like eating? I mean, you had to fast and like have the liquid and all that stuff. So like, did you stop it like on the way home and have like a big burger?
No, but when I got home, I immediately had 2 hot dogs.
Okay, so I was on the right track of
Yes.
types of foods. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that was like the best. Once you go without food for a while, that first meal is like one of the best meals you ever have in your life. So yeah,
So it was a good day. You had a couple hot dogs and a really good nap.
right. Yeah. And turns out I got the lab results back. They removed some stuff.
Yep.
And it was all benign. So, all good things there.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I've been trying my best to have small meals since then, trying to get on this like pathway of, doing mental Ozempic because I can't afford the real thing. Like quitting when I'm full,
Mental
when I'm satisfied.
Ozempic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's fair. I, on the other hand, recently went shopping and had to go up a size in pants.
Oh, wow. Well,
So
this was a huge bummer for me when the day after or day of even of the procedure, I thought, oh, well, this is going to be great. I'm going to get on the scale and I'll be like, oh, yeah, back to my fighting weight because I didn't eat for a day.
right.
Nothing. It was exactly the same. I'm like, where does the food even go then?
Yeah, what happened?
I have
Well,
no idea. I did not lose a pound.
That feels wrong.
It definitely felt wrong.
And what about now? Like,
I'm the same. So, but actually, I'm probably like 2 pounds more because of the aforementioned Thanksgiving.
well,
But
yeah.
I was going to say, it felt really nice to indulge for a day and just go overboard. But now I'm back to, doing the mental Ozempic and trying to, do the liposuction that we discussed
Right.
last week without doing the liposuction.
If I suck in my cheeks just so, it looks like I have chiseled cheekbones.
That's like the blue steel
Right.
look,
like,
right? From Zoolander.
exactly. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every 80s pop star perfected that look. Yeah.
Well, and then like that whole makeup trend that was basically like drawing your face on and contour and stuff, that was like a whole thing for women where it was
Right.
like draw on your cheekbones and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, I haven't seen my cheekbones. Like, I have always had kind of a rounder face, even when I've been at my most fit. Like, it's just how I'm built. So I'm like, I haven't seen a cheekbone, like, forever.
I feel like we haven't had, like, makeup hasn't been right since, like, the 60s. Like, there's some bizarre trend, like, every year that people are just hopping on, you know, whether it's, like, shaving your eyebrows and then drawing on big cartoon ones that make you look like you're permanently surprised. That seemed like that was a big thing for a while.
Yes.
There's now, like, it seems like looking like you're in an anime is big, you know, little bit of rouge on the nose and glitter and stuff, and so you look like a cartoon character.
Like the sparkle freckles.
Yeah, I see a lot of that online, but I saw that in real life.
Really?
Not too long ago, and I gotta say, it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, there was somebody that I saw actually just a couple days ago, now that you mention it, and the way that they had done their makeup, their eyebrow, now stay with me, everybody. Now just think about this. I'm going to give you a moment. It's like their eyebrow started down at on the side of their nose, and then it was like the contour was then drawn up into the brow area. So it was like a dark line that was all sort of the same shade.
Right.
And so I was like, what is this doing for you? Except I guess it's making the bridge of your nose seem super small.
Uh-huh.
But then there was the like, oh, look, my nose is just a little sparkly. But it was like, did you just stick your head or your nose in like a full like bowl of cocaine? Like, it was like very, very white.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they did. It was very, very white. And then you're right, the whole sparkle
All
thing.
kinds of Ozempic alternatives out there.
There was right. Oh my gosh. Cheaper, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
I'm like, well, that's for
I'm
again.
not the one to ask.
Don't
on that
ask.
one.
I know, right? Me neither. But I'm like, I feel like that's a don't ask me to talk after dark conversation. Anyway, and then they had the sparkles like all over like eyeshadow, and it's lovely gal. Like, I just thought I can barely put a little like eyebrow pencil on and a lipstick. I mean, I put on lipstick a couple hours ago and I've wiped it off.
That stuff, regardless of whether it looks good or not, definitely takes a long time to apply too. So it's like, you really got to believe that it's worth it. So maybe it is worth it to them, and more power to them. And again, I've said before, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum. So, you know, but it is interesting that these are the ways that we go with the makeup, you know, with the makeup trends that I just don't understand because I'm an old man and a crank, I guess. But I do wonder, like, you know, are we going to start seeing the Chapel Rowan look on a bunch of younger women now? And I don't know if you haven't seen Chapel Rowan, but she does a whole kabuki style makeup thing.
It's a lot.
It's gonna, that's gonna,
like, even she has been
some
like,
young women are gonna be having to budget their time
and their money
for everything else.
Well, because like it's
because that's a lot of makeup.
It's a lot of makeup, and even she has said like, look, this is a character. Like, and even she's like, I want to be alone. Like, it's been so overwhelming, the response to her. I mean, her music is great. It's like, I think she's got some good music, but her look is, you know, dare I say it? She's like the Lady Gaga of her generation.
which is weird to think because
it's
Lady Gaga still seems like very new to us, but
right.
You know, she has been around for a while now.
But generations are getting shorter and shorter. Like boomers, like a boomer is like, I feel like
it's technically has to be the same amount of time for them to be a generation.
But I don't think it is.
But I think it is.
Okay.
But it just feels like it's getting shorter because we're getting older.
Oh, man, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Really? So like Alpha or like Gen X or Z is the same duration as boomers?
Uh-huh.
What?
A generation is a group of people born within a 15 to 20 year span. The average generation time for humans is typically 20 to 30 years, but it can vary widely based on gender and society. So I guess it can vary. I'm guessing there's a standard. There's got to be a standard.
Like, I feel like I have
who decides otherwise?
I have 4 kids that are 6.5 years apart from the oldest to the youngest, and it feels like they're part of 3 different generations. That's weird. All right, well, I don't know. I say no, and therefore, it is so.
All right.
I don't think it works like that, but whatever.
Oh, one thing I'll mention on the colonoscopy thing, just to get back to that. My birthday, of course, was 2 days before the colonoscopy. Not a great crossover, by the way.
Bad planning.
Exactly.
You had to go and get sick when it was originally scheduled.
It was originally scheduled, and then I got COVID, and then it got pushed back. But there was like 3 different like nurses or assistants at the clinic that said to me, because they make you repeat your birthday and your name so they know that you're all there. So I had to say my birthday and my name, and they would say, "Oh, is that why you're getting this done today?"
No.
Ooh,
I know what a good idea would be for my birthday.
Exactly. Like, finally. I've reached the ripe age where I can finally go get this done. Nobody looks forward to this.
Rush right there.
And maybe there's 1 or 2 freaks, but I am not one of them.
Can you imagine? Like, ooh, what should I do for my birthday this year? Lunch out, go on a vacation, a little party. Like, no, I think I'm going to go get a colonoscopy.
Right.
Ugh. I mean, but you do get the best nap ever.
You do get a good nap. So that is something that a birthday could benefit from probably once you're over the age of 40.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, and it is short, too. So it is kind of like a disco nap. So I guess at any age over the age of 14, maybe you're seeking that.
Maybe.
That
try to get that high.
Perfect disco nap.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Disco nap. I've never heard that expression.
Well, it's like a short nap that you take midday so that you're powered up and ready to go to the disco.
Yeah, I cannot take a disco nap. I take.
You have a disco biscuit when you wake up.
What life are you leading?
What life are you leading?
I'm not going to the disco.
You have a disco nap, and then you have a disco biscuit, and then bam, you're ready.
And then I have dinner, and then I go to bed. There's no disco. The disco's not happening.
Well, it's not happening for me either, but these are just expressions.
Okay. Got it. I'm like, because I don't know. Well, you go out a little bit more than I do, I think. Like, you go see bands and do all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then you play, and, you're probably up past like 10.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
When you're playing.
I don't go out as much as I used to. But it should be said that in Europe, they never stopped calling dance clubs discos. Like here until like 1983, dance clubs were discos, you know. But then the music, the genre of disco fell out of favor. So all the dance clubs just changed their names to nightclubs or dance clubs or just clubs. Yeah. So, but
I kind of like that they're called discos.
Yeah. So, any club where there's dancing in Europe is usually called a disco. Yeah.
Let's go to the disco.
Or it could even be a night that's just based around a type of music that they're playing. So,
I like that.
Yeah. Like they have indie discos, for instance, even though indie music is not disco music.
Right. Yeah, okay. I'm going to bring this back. We should bring it back.
Sure.
I feel like I want to go to the disco soon.
You make me feel like dancing.
You make me feel like dancing.
Want to dance the night away.
I do want to dance the night away. I was listening to a Bee Gees song with my daughter in the car, and I was like, you can't change it yet. And she's like, why? You're not saying anything. Because I was like, like whatever the words were. I was like, I can't go that high. And I was like, I am 100% singing the tune, even though I'm not singing the words.
Right.
But I felt like I nailed it. And she was like, this is like listening.
It's inaudible for anybody but dogs.
Well, it's like the meme about watching a movie with subtitles and how the minute you look away, you're like, wait, what are they saying? So it's like you just couldn't understand what I was saying. But
But it was there.
It was there. It was there. It was bad.
Whether you're a mother or whether you're a brother, you were staying alive.
I was, poor thing wanted to be dead, though.
What's interesting about the BJs, or BJs, that's a whole different group.
I know, I'm
The
like,
BJs.
wait a minute.
I'm sure during the 70s that there were rockers that called them that.
Oh, of course.
Yes. But the Bee Gees, is that before disco, they did not sing in the falsetto like that. They had regular singing voices and they sang regular songs. And then when they scored a disco hit, then every single song after that was all falsetto.
It was like castrata. Like they all like just went
until
high.
Disco fell out of favor. And then
Right.
I think they went back
They came
to
back.
doing their early days kind of singing.
It was a thing. It was a vibe. But like, how do you now sing along and not be like? I wish I could remember what song it was, but it wasn't Staying Alive, but yeah, it was one of them, and I just had to go for it. And so then she was like, "Okay, I'm changing. I cannot stand this anymore," which is
A little bit goes a long way with the Bee Gees.
yeah, and with me singing the Bee Gees, so fair. Should we take a break here?
Let's do it.
All right, keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'll be right back.
This is Eric Ryder. If you like alternative rock, indie, post-punk, art rock, or whatever you want to call it, you may like the band Battersea. Our debut album, Shooting Day for Night, is out now, and you can find it at batterseatheband.bandcamp.com or most places you stream music, like Spotify, YouTube, etc. That's Battersea, BATTERSEA, theband.bandcamp.com. And we're back on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Eric Ryder.
I'm Stacey Heller.
Hey, I'm not sure if I've asked you this before, but do you know, I know Heller is your married name, but are you related at all, or your family related at all to Emily Heller, the comedian?
No,
Oh, okay.
unless she's super funny.
She is super funny,
Then maybe.
and she's a redhead, which, I guess technically you wouldn't have been born a Heller, so that doesn't relate to it. But it made me think of you when I saw her recently. She's really funny and has written for a lot of stuff, including the show Barry, which we both enjoyed.
Yes, so good.
But yeah, she was a guest on a show that I follow. And just made me think, hey, I know a Heller.
Yeah, no, I am not, nor are we related to Joseph Heller, who wrote Catch-22, I believe. Nor are we related to, there is a Peter Heller who wrote a book recently, and my husband's name is Peter Heller. And so my kids last year gave him a Peter Heller book for Christmas. They were like, here's a book that you didn't write, but it looks like you
But
wrote.
now you can have that, yeah.
But now you can have it. And he was like, actually, it was pretty good. Yeah, and there's another one that had to do with, like, hospitals out in this area. So that one, yes, 100% I'm related to you. So if I ever need medical care, I'm coming in to see you. Not really. Yeah, so whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Well, that's fair. My maiden name is Emmerich.
Emrick. Okay. Yeah.
Emerick.
I feel like this is maybe your kids maybe don't want you giving that out because that's, probably their banking could be affected. So
Do you think?
we might have to bleep that.
How would their banking? Oh, because your mother's
That's a
maiden
security
name.
question, yes.
Oh, yeah. My maiden name is. You think that my kids or my kids' friends are listening to this show?
I have no idea. But it wouldn't be their friends anyway.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
What kind of friend?
Yeah.
What kind of friend would hack your financials?
The kind of friend that steals your password. No.
Right, which I guess is still a problem that people
Are still using
are
password?
still using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as their password, which
Well,
is insane to me.
You know what's funny? Last week,
I feel like every website demands that you use like random encryption that you'll never remember in a million years.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I always think I'm going to be clever. Like, I'll be like, I don't know. Let me think. If it's something for Apple, it'll be like Red Delicious is my fave. And then I'm like, why did I do such a freaking long password? Because I
Right.
think, I'll remember the phrase. And I'll do like the red is capital. And for the I'll do an exclamation point and a $sign and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. Should have just done the automatic one and had my computer remember it.
Sometimes I'll slander the company that is making me change my password within the password just to see, how long before they make me change it.
I've done like not this ish again, but like
Right.
change the ish. Well, the funny thing is last week, on Saturday, because I had taken, I always pick the holidays and stuff. It was National Computer Security Day. So I feel like in time for all that holiday shopping, it was like, get your passwords together, people.
Yeah. Good
Well,
idea.
And I did have my, I used to have my password keeper, my little notebook that literally said password keeper with all of my passwords. My husband was like, wow, you are not the sharpest tool in the shed. Like, what are you doing? But whatever. Speaking of holidays, I am curious what Bathtub Party Day is. I didn't look it up because I thought it might be a fun thing for us to find out together because that's what today is, Bathtub Party Day. Are you looking it up?
I was just about to, but, it immediately made me think of two things.
Gin? Bathtub gin?
No.
Oh, all right.
Our minds went to different places.
Okay.
It was, of course, Splish Splash from Bobby Darin.
Oh.
Splish Splash, I was singing about going on a Saturday night. I remember visiting grandparents back in the 80s for the first time, and they had like a 7-inch, and it was Splish Splash by Bobby Darin.
That's funny.
So we played that the couple weeks that I was there, played that probably like 50 times.
That was really fun for you and your parents.
And it was a good time. And then the other thing that made me think was the fact that National Sardines Day was the day before, which my dog, as we've discussed, loves sardines, but she hates baths. So
Really?
yeah.
Interesting.
So this is like the real yin and yang
Yes.
for her between
Gertie.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh.
It's a real crisis of faith when she goes from sardine day to bath
bath
day.
day.
Yes.
She's like, I don't smell like sardines, Dad. I don't need a bath. All right, so I looked it up, and apparently it's just all about having some good old bathtub fun.
All right.
And they're like, a bathtub party is a perfect opportunity to let go of all your tension and stress. But is it a party if it's a party of one?
Yeah. Can be.
Okay. I mean, did you know that the first record of bathtubs was in 1700 BC?
I did not.
Well, now you do.
But we've had baths for a long time.
A really long time. And it doesn't say when Bathtub Day was established, but it does weirdly and conveniently mention that the Kohler Company was founded in 1873. So methinks that maybe they're the ones that paid for this holiday.
Entirely possible.
Right? Because it's always got to be somebody paying for that holiday.
You know, it's too bad we don't have a story of who invented the bathtub, like Johnny Tub, or you know what I mean? It's like...
Actually, I can tell you who it was.
Oh, go ahead.
It was
1,000 years ago?
Johnny Michael Kohler.
What?
Yes!
No, that would be the founder of the Kohler Company.
It was the first bathtub is created. Now, there was records of bathtubs.
See, so
which
that
it was
can't be
a
right.
variant. It says there was a variant of the modern bathtub appeared in Crete back in, whatever. But then Johnny Michael Kohler, Johnny Bathtub.
Okay, he invented the first modern bathtub in 1883.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So it's surprising we don't call them Kohlers, maybe,
Yeah.
instead of tubs.
But I think it's funny that you said, Johnny Bathtub.
Right, yeah.
Turns out that it was,
I was thinking of
Johnny Bathtub.
I was thinking of John Crapper, supposedly invented the toilet, right? And so, yes.
Well, yeah.
But we don't have the fun equivalent with the bathtub.
No, we don't.
And yeah, I'm just glad we don't call a bathtub a crapper.
Right? Oh my gosh, that'd be bad. Also this week, it's Pawnbrokers Day, which makes me think of, do you remember the story of, it was by O. Henry, and it was The Gift of the Magi, the couple?
Yes, right.
It's like, I think of people that are having to sell their hair or their watch.
Sell their hair to buy a watch,
watch fob.
Watch fob for the husband who sells his watch to buy a comb
For her hair,
yeah.
That was a good story, though.
The greatest tragedy of all time. People marginally inconvenienced.
But they were very poor, and it was what they
Yes.
considered to be
Sure.
their items of most value.
And her hair will grow back, and he will eventually buy a new watch. So it'll work out.
It'll
in the
be
end.
fine.
Really a story about needing patience.
All right, that's cool. I also think it's worth noting that next week on Tuesday, it is the Dewey Decimal System Day. Hey kids, did you know that books are organized in libraries by something called the Dewey Decimal System? That's right. It's a system that you use to organize the books. It's not just by, speaking of fiction and nonfiction,
Right.
The genre of the book, but it's by alphabetical, by the author, and so on and so forth. And there's something called a card catalog.
Back in my day, we had to print these names of books all on paper, as was the style at the time. And then we kept them in cabinets, and it would tell us, not in alphabetical order, but in the Dewey Decimal System order, which only librarians could decode.
Yes. So then they had a reason to be there.
Right.
Besides
Job
telling you.
security.
Yeah. So that's one of those things that haunted my days when I had to go to the library to research something. And now, poof, it's just gone.
Right.
Like, I don't even think there's card catalogs unless it's like an installation art piece to show years gone by.
Right. Or a history museum or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, do
It's all
libraries even
online now.
have them anymore?
I don't think they do. It's all on computers now.
Now they've been replaced by
You
like
use
some
keyword
comfy
searches.
couches.
Yes.
Which, I mean, honestly, that would have been nice back.
But
in
I
the
think
day.
the books and stuff are still sorted with the
Per the
Dewey
Dewey
Decimal.
Decimal
Yeah.
System.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is sort of interesting. When I managed a bookstore back in the day, I loved ordering the books, like not ordering them to buy them, like putting them in order. For somebody that has ADHD, I think it's fascinating that many people that deal with ADHD may have some degree of OCD in them. And so there's things that they like in like order. So I loved working at the bookstore because while I have ADHD and I could forget things, or my own room's a mess or whatever, I loved the order that working at the bookstore brought. And it was not in the Dewey Decimal System there, of course. It was by genre, and within that, by author.
Which
Riveting.
I think roughly the Dewey Decimal System translates to as well.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's been a long while since I absorbed any library science, I'm afraid. So I couldn't say for sure.
Yeah. When's the last time you've gone to a library?
It's been a little while.
Like, do library cards expire? Like, I don't think I've been to a physical library in over 10 years.
I don't think I can't speak for every library, but I don't think mine has expired, and I haven't been in a while, so.
Huh.
Yeah.
These are the things that we need inquiring minds want to
Right.
know.
Contact your local library for details.
Yeah, because there's lots of people actually now that download digital books
Yeah.
and, will get their books that way.
I'll tell you a cool tip. It is worth getting your library card, even if you don't go to the library, because if you stream movies and TV like I do, and probably most of the world at this point does, there's a couple of really cool channels that you can download or apps. One is Hoopla and one is Canopy, and they're free. And you just register with your library card. And then you can borrow titles digitally. And so I've watched a ton of great movies and stuff on Canopy and Hoopla recently. And it's been really great. And
That's
the
so
fact that it's
cool.
free is just icing on the cake. Yeah.
Wow. I've learned so much this episode.
So it's worth getting the library card.
Yeah, it is worth getting the library card.
Yeah.
Huh. And it's something to do with your kids if you have young kids.
There you go.
There's always a lot of books at the library.
What's the coolest library you've ever been to?
Ooh. Probably the Princeton University Library. Well, that was a really cool one. Then the library, our son Will went to Santa Clara, and they had a really cool mechanism for like returning books, and so it was really modern looking. What I liked about the Princeton University Library is that it was like an old library. And then I went to visit Boston University, I think Boston College. That library looked straight like something out of Harry Potter. Like, that was worth going into. I did a college tour, and it was like, oh, this is cool. Did not look comfortable. It looked very hard and unforgiving. But it was really cool looking. What about you?
Well, I'll say the most picturesque one that I've ever been to was Trinity College in Dublin. Has one of the most photographed libraries. It's just beautiful. It's all hardwood and stuff, and tons of books. But of course, I couldn't like go and browse and check out books and stuff. So that was purely visual.
Yep.
But oddly enough, Reno, Nevada, where I lived for a while,
Really?
downtown, has a fantastic library that's got all kinds of like plant life growing throughout it. Like it's shaped so like the center of the building is all open, basically. And so the floors are really like balconies, really.
Okay.
So it's got this great centerpiece that's all kind of flora and almost like a hothouse, which I don't know, that's got to be tough on the books, but it looks amazing. And they've got a stream running through it and a little pond and stuff. And in the middle, there's the children's section in an island. And
That's cool.
yeah, it's really cool. But I tell you what, it backfired on them because first time I went there, got books and checked them out, I tripped and fell, and my books went right into the pond
No way.
on the way out.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, nothing ruins books faster than getting them wet.
Yeah. Oh.
So, yeah.
Poor little Eric. How old were you?
Maybe like
27.
No. I'd love to go back. I haven't been back since I was a kid, but I was like,
I wonder how much has changed.
I was like 5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah, but so be careful on the little bridge.
Yeah, you got to go back and see if it's changed.
Yeah, no, I looked it up not that long ago on Google, and turns out it looks the same as I remember it as a kid. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Actually, now that you mention that, my kids went to an elementary school in Connecticut, and similarly, they had built out these areas in the school that were glassed in and, multiple floor and that kind of thing with these little areas. And they had one that was adjacent to the library, and it had blueberry bushes in there. And
Inside the library?
inside the little glass area, like that little flora and fauna area, as you say. And you could access it through the kids' library, or there was another
Wait,
door.
isn't fauna animal life?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's just flora.
So just flora, yeah.
So just flora. And they had a rock in the center that you could sit on and that kind of thing. But it wasn't really big enough for tons of kids to go in, but it was like a little sanctuary. But the silly thing is the blueberries came into season when school wasn't in session. So
okay.
I did what any smart mother should do. And I was always friends with, yes, the principal, but more importantly, the custodian. So I was able to go in and blueberry pick, and I made sure that I shared the spoils of the picking with them.
Nice.
Yeah. So befriend all the right people. Anyway,
Blueberries are expensive,
blueberries are expensive.
Yeah.
In this economy,
so that's a hack.
it is a hack. It's totally a hack.
We're lucky enough in Tacoma to actually have a park that used to be a blueberry orchard and is now a city park. So you can go to Blueberry Park and when they're in season and pick to your heart's content.
That's cool.
Yeah. Of course, the problem with that is you put in like 5 hours of labor and you get a pint cup and then it goes bad in 2 days. But
You can freeze blueberries.
people pay for this experience of going to pick fruit and
Totally.
stuff. So to do it for free is pretty cool.
It's great. And by the way, like for next time, you can freeze blueberries
Yeah, absolutely.
and like they'll be
Which
delicious.
is how I buy them now because I'm tired of my fruit going bad.
Well, yeah, okay. That's a whole separate thing. That's a whole nother. I'm going to have to add this to the wheel of topics.
What's that? Fruit?
Fruit that goes bad.
Okay.
Or, like things that you buy and like it doesn't work out. I don't know. I'm always looking for topics.
Fair
All
enough.
Do we want to take a break here?
Maybe instead of that, best life hack.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
You
because
should
that
work on this.
incorporate the fruit. But yeah, let's take a break and then we'll get into our topic today, which once again is fact or fiction. Which kind of thing do we like to read and absorb media-wise?
Yep.
Something
totally.
like that.
Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'll be right back.
This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment. Leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And we're back on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am Eric Ryder, one of your podcast pals.
I'm Stacey Heller. I am your other podcast pal.
Yeah, and this is the time of the show where we talk our main topic. Of course, we always allow up to 10 minutes for the main topic of the show.
I know, it's so ridiculous.
Yes.
That it's like the whole anchor of the show, and
Right.
we get so lost in all the other stuff.
We never met a tangent we didn't like.
Yeah, we've
What are you gonna
planned
do?
for it.
That's right.
Totally planned for it.
But yeah, what were you thinking with fiction or non, as it read on the Wheel of Topics?
Well, thank you for asking, Eric. So when I thought of it, it actually was inspired by my trip to Tahiti and being on a plane and being faced with choices. And I find that, interestingly, on planes, for some reason, I really gravitate toward watching documentaries. There always seems to be a good selection of documentaries on a plane entertainment system. And so I'll very often watch that. And meanwhile, next to me, my husband is always watching like the most fictional fiction movie that you can possibly watch. And, and then with books, though, I'm totally a fiction girl and I can't stand reading a nonfiction book. To me, it's like I'm having to read a book for school or for like history class or something. I don't like self-help books. I don't like biographies, autobiographies, history books. I do not like it, Sam. I am.
So you don't like nonfiction at all?
Well, that's so it's crazy that it flip-flops so much, because for documentaries and things like that, I'm good. But for books, I don't like them.
Wild. Okay. And I say wild because I almost exclusively go the other way. Nonfiction when it comes to reading stuff. I mean, I like some fiction stuff. Like I've mentioned before that I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan, so enjoy reading that. I've mentioned that I enjoy reading Oscar Wilde and stuff like that, and that's again all fiction stuff. But the bulk of my reading is like biographies or autobiographies or memoirs.
Don't like them.
Typically of people that I am already fans of,
right.
Like to tell their stories. Specifically, I think 90% of my reading is musical memoirs.
Fair.
So, and that's what I like. So that's what I read. I make no apologies for that.
Well, and nor should you. I wonder if it has something to do with like how we learn and absorb information. Like, go with me on this. Like fiction books, I like when I'm reading a book, like I read like Anne of Green Gables as a kid, or, Little House on the Prairie, which to a certain degree you could say that was not a fiction book because, Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote the books, but I'm calling it fiction. But I could create my own world and what it looked like, and I really liked that. So that worked for my creativity. But then nonfiction books and things like that, it's like I can't envision that world. And so, but yet if I'm watching it, then documentaries, it's like it's telling me the story and it's spoon feeding and it's giving me the words and the visuals. And so I'm able to absorb it using multiple senses, and it's hard for me to focus as an ADHD person on like real information, if you will. So it's almost like it's the Mary Poppins philosophy of a teaspoon of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Well, the idea that it's medicine.
Well,
I mean, I just feel like if it's stuff that you're interested in, then that's the spoonful of sugar.
I know, but it just doesn't work for me. I can't.
Well, I am curious how much you read in life.
So, I read a decent amount. I haven't read as much as I used to. I mean, I managed a bookstore for years. Mm-hmm. I'm a voracious reader. I read as a kid a ton. I've always made time for reading. For a long time, it was like I would get the New York Times bestseller list and I'd be reading what was on that. I love a whole bunch of different genres. There's different authors that I like. In the past, probably 5 years, it's tapered off somewhat as I've explored other interests and things that I like to do. But I will say that reading a book is the one thing that will like get me to sit down and stop moving. It has always been that way. I love reading for that reason. But yeah, I read Anne Frank's Diary of a Young Girl like a bajillion times as a kid. I just absolutely adored that. And obviously it's a memoir, so it's not a work of fiction. But I related to the young girl voice and, the hopes and the dreams and that kind of thing. But generally, can't really do it.
All right. And what about, say, movies and television and stuff? Or you find yourself gravitating towards science fiction, fantasy, or do you prefer, stuff that's based on a true story?
Well, that's
historical settings and stuff.
That's what I was saying in the beginning. That on planes and stuff, documentaries. Totally, I absolutely love watching a documentary on a plane. I don't know why they aren't only there. I don't typically watch them at home, which is weird. But I tend to be more fictional movies. I'm not a sci-fi gal at all, and definitely not horror. But, it can be a drama. It can be action, adventure. It can be a rom-com. It can be, any of those. But that's why it's so weird that it's such a flip-flop for me. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And I was, sort of curious with this whole thing because, as I said, while I was watching, Pete was watching his very fictional movie on the plane, and I'm watching my documentary. And then in our bags, he had a nonfiction book, and I had a fiction book. And I was like, well, that's interesting.
Do you actually carry a physical book when you're traveling?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, I just think nowadays with phones and tablets and stuff, just carrying
Well, I had my tablet too.
Lugging around a hunk of paper.
Well, and you should have seen Pete's. Pete's his book. He bought a hardcover book, and it was like a tome. And it was massive. And I was like, really, man? He's like, whatever. But I was finishing a book, and it was a paperback. And so I finished it, and then I just left it. But otherwise, I have my tablet that I read. But I thought it was interesting, and so that's why it made it onto the list, because I thought, we're both absolutely flip-flopped in what we read versus what we watch. So I was curious if other people are consistent with, what they consume, or if they flip-flop the same way. So it sounds like you're consistent?
I like it all. I like it all. Probably with movies and TV, I'm maybe leaning a little more towards the fiction stuff. And then with books, I'm leaning more towards the nonfiction stuff. But I tell you what, I've seen some recent really good movies. And some of them on Canopy and Hoopla, as I mentioned previously. But I recently watched The Taking of Pelham 123 for the first time. It's a movie made in the 70s. It's got Walter Matthau in it. He plays a transit cop. And
didn't they remake it?
They did, yeah.
Denzel Washington, maybe?
That's correct, yeah. And I haven't seen that version, but my understanding is the original is the better one. And I like that gritty 70s.
Just was about to say
New York.
Gritty.
And it's a lot of fun. It really is. It's because it's 90 minutes. There's no fat on it whatsoever. Thugs kidnap a subway car. And then they, kind of basically get it into a tunnel, and they demand $1 million, which, by today's standard doesn't.
It's like $1 billion.
Yeah, they're like, sure, yeah, no problem. We'll give that to you. Yeah. And then it's the city's response to that, and you've got the MTA and their police force basically dealing with this, as well as the regular NYPD dealing with it. And they're racing around town trying to get this money within 2 hours before they execute the passengers on this. So it's a nail biter, it's a thriller, but it's also pretty funny too. So it kind of reminiscent of Die Hard, which I also watched
Speed.
For the first time.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. What? Seriously?
I watched Die Hard for the first time a couple days ago, and I enjoyed that too. But I got to say, I think I liked The Taking of Pelham 123 better, just because it was a tighter, faster movie with a lot less goofiness. Really seemed based in reality rather than Die Hard is more fantastical.
Yes.
Which it's still fun. I'd rather see Walter Matthau on a ham radio, like talking down a gangster than I would Bruce Willis, blowing stuff up. But that's just me.
By the way, would you consider Die Hard, now that you've seen it, a Christmas movie?
Yeah. It's set at Christmas time. There's all kinds of Christmas talk. Yeah, it's
right?
a Christmas movie, sure.
It's like not even a debate.
Yeah, my local movie theater once a year does annual screenings of Die Hard as their big Christmas movie. So
there you go. See?
Yeah.
That's fun that you saw that finally.
Yeah. I figured, I better give this, it's such a cultural touchstone. And
Totally.
I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to watch all the stuff that I know is a cultural touchstone that people cite all the time, that's referenced and parodied and whatnot, just so I get that full effect. It's one of those, it'd be like if you never saw Star Wars, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like all the stuff that must be just confusing to you.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So, and Die Hard was one of those. It was just a glaring omission on my part. But it was funny that, and this was completely accidental, that I watched both The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 and Die Hard within a couple days' time. So, and they're probably 10, 12 years apart as far as release dates.
Yep.
So it was really interesting to see the difference between a 70s movie and an 80s movie, and both of them being kind of action, kind of thrillers, kind of heisty movies.
Yeah, you should watch Speed now.
Well, I don't know.
Have you
Speed
seen
would
that
be
one?
the 90s version,
Yeah.
I guess, of it. Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't. But again, it's one of those ones that's referenced a lot. It's a big cultural
And
touchstone.
it's somebody that is
But
taking the
maybe in 10 years I'll watch that one.
Well, and it's somebody that is heisting a bus.
Right.
And like it's got Dennis Hopper in it, I think. And Keanu Reeves
And Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, and then you can watch the train with Denzel Washington that is like, there's a train that's the size of a train heading towards the something in New York, like the Empire State Building.
Right. See, those typically don't
appeal to you.
Don't really appeal to me. And whereas like Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 really seemed like, oh, this could have happened. This might have happened.
This might have
Let me
been
Google
ripped
this
from the
and
headlines.
find out, did this actually happen? Well, it turns out it didn't actually happen. But of course, in the 70s, there was a whole series of high-profile hijackings. And so it was almost as if it was based
Right.
in reality.
It was ripped from the headlines.
Yeah, it was ripped from the headlines. And one of the funniest things in it, I'll tell you this, where they go to the mayor and say, okay, what do we do about this? And the mayor's like, I've been thinking about this. Let's just give them the car. We've got plenty of subway cars. Let's just give it to them.
Take it as a deduction from the million.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, there's hostages. Did we give him the $1 million or not? He's like, oh, right.
Ooh.
Because he's got like a serious flu at the time. It's just like bad timing for everybody. But
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I love that they
it's
worked
good.
that in and that
Yes.
he had like flu brain.
Right, exactly.
Oh my
So,
gosh, that's amazing.
I'd say worth watching if you get the chance. And again, I believe it's on Canopy at the moment, so you can watch it for free.
There
so.
you go. Just make sure you have your library card, folks.
So sometimes the best fiction is the stuff that seems closest to nonfiction, in my estimation.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's got to have a little reality. All right. Well, so that was kind of an interesting thing. Again, it always comes down to the random threads of thought that I have that I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about that. But what are we talking about next time?
Well, let's find out.
All right, here we go.
Play game.
Oh, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
I don't
Did you
know.
have one in mind?
I am going to find it. I have a bunch in mind. And even if we're playing a board game, we're just going to sit and we're going to play a game. Gosh darn it. And we're going to have fun.
I hope that's a BOARD game and not a BORED game.
No, of course you won't be bored. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this one to come up. Maybe we'll play Trivial Pursuit.
Okay.
That'd be fun, right?
I'm down with that.
All right. All right. Well, anyway, join us next time when we play a game.
And I will review another movie that's 50 years old. Get ready.
This is like a book report. Hey, this is a new direction for the show.
Sure.
I love it. All right. Well, hey, keep coming with us and figure out what direction we go in.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a wonderful week.